neighborhood located at 241 Ravensden Drive, 34 Ralston Crescent, 10 William Johnstone Court, and 83 Wainwright Crescent. They're all two-story builds, single-family dwellings built between 2015 and 2017. Living areas between 1956 square feet to 2470 square feet. All have full basements that are unfinished. Comp 2 has an extra shower that the subject does not have, and Comp 3 has equal bathroom count minus one tub, or the equivalent of one tub, I should say. 3 of the comps do have fireplaces, being comps 2, 3, and 4. They all have attached multi-car garages, all have central air conditioning. The lot sizes range between 4,859 square feet to 6,019 square feet. And the time-adjusted sale prices range between $492,400 to $544,900. Time-adjusted sale prices per square foot range between $220.61 per square foot to $264.57 per square foot. The comps are all similarly finished to the subject. They have vinyl and carpet flooring, stone counters similar to the subject. And the current assessed value for the subject is $532,000 or $234.98 per square foot. And I believe that this value is supported. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Patel, do you have any questions for the assessor?
For sure. I don't have a question, but yes, well, I do. How do we count inflation part? Because I can see a housing price is going down day by day, right? Like, especially nowadays. And if we consider for next 6 months, it's going to plunge the housing sale as well. That's one thing I would like to mention. Second thing,
you will, Mr. Patel, if you have evidence, you will have a chance to give your evidence when it's your turn. Mm-hmm. Do you have questions for the assessor regarding his evidence?
I got it. Sorry. Only question. If I compare, let's say if we do only comparison that I was given, right, in PDF, right? So number 4 in the file. 495 the value of the house is, right? And that's what I believe, like the current price of my house, it's range between 490 to 495, not more than that. And it's not like I'm degrading the house price. If I look at the current scenario, what say 6 months from now, that's
Mr.
what
Patel,
I want to say.
Mr. Patel, do you have a question for the assessor regarding his evidence? Because you will have a chance to make your case in a couple minutes.
No, sorry. Sorry. No,
okay, so
I'm okay.
Okay. Thank you. Ms. Anderson, do you have any questions for the assessor?
A couple of questions. Has there been an inspection of this property?
Personally, no. It looks like there was an exterior inspection. I did do an exterior inspection in 2017, but no interior inspection.
Okay. And in regards to the subject sales noted on the document, the 2015 sale, was that just land?
Yes.
Okay. And the third question I had is in regard to finishing. You mentioned stone finishes. Are you referring to quartz or granite countertops?
Yeah, so the owner told me that it was granite countertops in the kitchen. For the comparables, I am not 100% certain what they are. They are stone. I didn't get the actual material.
Okay, thank you very much. That's all my questions.
Thank you. Ms. Wareham, any questions?
No, my question was answered. Thank you.
Okay, I have no questions at this time. So, Mr. Patel, now you may make your presentation. Thank you.
For sure. Only question to the board is, how do we consider the inflation 6 months from now? We all know that the house price is going down, right? And at this point of time, let's say if we don't change anything, right? I know that it might go down. What will happen? The first question. And second thing is, for example, Mr. Thiessen compared in my area, right? But just recently, like just yesterday, I was looking at the house on the Amber Trail, 569 with basement finished, right? And they might reduce the price. So if I am a house buyer, why will I buy 539 of my house without basement finish? Because I have a choice to buy the house. It's in Amber Trails. It's a nice community area as well. 569. That's what I'm trying to say, right? So I'm trying to put in the fair value so that I can afford even for the tax, property tax as well, going forward, like at least 6 to 8 months from now, considering if there is any recession coming up or anything, right? That's why I put an appeal. That's the only reason. It's not like, and I want to give a fair chance. And we all know that, nowadays property price, a lot of people paid like 100,000 more on property to just buy the house, right? So it is the fair comparison. That's what I'm trying to say, right? It's at this point of time, it's sometimes we might not guess the actual value of the house because it's too much of bidding war, right? So I don't know. It's up to you guys. That's what I wanted to mention, right? Because
Okay, thank you very much.
For my personal house, I believe like 490, 495 should be a good price. That's all.
Asking, so, okay, thank you. Mr. Thiessen, do you have any questions for Mr. Patel?
Not regarding what he just presented, but regarding the evidence that he submitted. So in the comparables that you submitted, I noticed that none of them were actually in reference, like they were not prior to April 1st of 2021. Except for 2 of them, which were 375 Shore Hill and 15 Van Slyke, which did sell both before and after the reference date. However, 375 Shore Hill Road, were you aware that it's a 1-story build versus your 2-story? And then 15 Van Slyke is actually a cab over versus your 2-story. So would you think that they're actually really comparable to your property?
I understand, sir, right? But again, as a buyer, if I have a choice, if I get some prices with the less house, right? So if I get the house with some less price, nowadays I'll go with that. That's what because I want to save money for everything else going up, right? So where else I can save my money, right? So that's what, as a buyer, I will think about it.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Thiessen?
I have no further questions.
Thank you very much. Ms. Anderson?
Just one question. How would you describe the condition of your home? Is it fair, average, really good condition?
Sure, ma'am. To be honest, like because it's brand new, right? So again, touch wood, not having any problem with anything, right? So it's by the grace of God, everything is fine.
Okay, thank you. And the finishings in your home, you have stone countertops. What other type of finishings do you have in your home? Do you have hardwood floors or ceramic floors?
No, just I have that granite countertop in the kitchen, right? So with the granite, there is a backspace as well. That's it. In the bathroom, it's normal, like I don't know what type of material, but it's not granite, it's wood, but like vinyl, or I don't know. And then vinyl in the kitchen, vinyl in the bathroom, and all rest of the areas are carpet.
Okay, thank you. That's all my questions.
Thank you very much. Ms. Warren?
Yeah, make sure I'm unmuted. Yes, just in reference to some of the your evidence here, you've got here on your letter, every house is different, and right now there's a 15 to 20% reduction in the price of homes. Are you talking about 15 to 20% reduction in your comparables or in the assessor comparables?
No, in general, right? So I'm not saying anything about, I know SSR did a great work, right? So I have no doubt. In general, because I follow market and financial market and recession, everything, right? So every day we hear the story, right? With now in September, Bank of Canada will raise the interest rate again, right? So it will make it difficult for the buyer to buy the house, and that's why it's going down, because nobody wants to buy the house because of the interest rate, right? So that's what I wanted to say in that scenario.
Okay, and also again back to your comparables. You've got comparables from every part of the city, a different part of the city than where your home is located, sir. So since you follow the market, as you said you just did, would you say that a lot of these areas are the values are different in all of these areas?
Yes, ma'am. I understand that part.
Yeah, so using your area and comparing it to an area in Canterbury Park, would you say your area in Canterbury Park would be very similar, or?
Ma'am, yes, I mean, every area is different, right? Like if I go into Southeast versus Southwest, but as a buyer, right? So, for me, every area is beautiful in Winnipeg, right? So as a buyer, if I save money, right? Like if I have to go to the Amber Trails, as I said, like there's a house just posted recently, 569 with full basement finish. If I'm a buyer, then, I get a good price on the house. Let me go there. Like while a lot of sometimes people try to live out of the city, they commute, right? Like, it depends on the buyer's choice, right? So every area is different. I agree with you. But again, it depends on the buyers as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. And I have no questions. So thank you, Mr. Patel. Leave it with us and you will get your decision in the mail.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too.
Take care. Bye.
Bye. Okay, the next matter on the docket will be 116 Shore Hill Drive. That's number 10.
Correct. Mr. or Mrs. Sampson? Yeah. I've got Helen Sampson on here. Anthony, correct? Yeah. Perfect. Okay. Please approach. We'll show you. Please state your full name.
Tony Sampson.
Do you affirm that the evidence you are about to give this hearing is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth? Yeah. Please be seated.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you. Mr. Thiessen, please proceed when you're ready.
Thank you. The subject property is located at 116 Shore Hill Drive in the Royalwood neighborhood. The roll number is 06005071200. It's a one-story build, single-family dwelling built in 2001. A living area of 1765 square feet. Has a fully finished basement. Has one full bathroom, 2 half bathrooms, and 2 showers. Has central air, a fireplace, an attached multi-car garage, and its lot size is 6374 square feet. It also has land influences of medium traffic and a bus route being located on Shore Hill Drive. The comparables are all located in the Royalwood neighborhood as well. They're all one-story builds, single-family dwellings built between 1997 to 2002. Living areas between 1501 square feet to 1637 square feet. They all also have fully finished basements, and the bathroom counts are fairly similar to the subject, with comp 1 just having one less half bathroom and comp 2 having one less half bathroom with shower. Central air is located at all the properties. Comp 4 has an extra fireplace that the subject does not, and they all have attached multi-car garages as well. The lot size ranges between 5431 square feet to 7573 square feet. All of the comps do have some kind of land influence, except for comp 1, it has none. Comp 2 has the same land influences as the subject, being located on Shore Hill Drive as well. And comp 3 has just a hydro transformer box, and comp 4 has a heavy traffic influence because it backs onto Bishop Grandin Boulevard. The time-adjusted sale prices range between $478,800 to $513,400, and the time-adjusted sale prices per square foot range between $292.49 per square foot to $329.11 per square foot. I did speak with the appellant prior to this hearing. There are some foundation issues, including settlement and cracking. I've only seen this in photos. I did request a quote or an estimate to cure. They said that they would send it to me, but I did not receive anything. And without an estimate of a cost of cure from a structural engineer, I can't really put a good estimate on what exactly is wrong with the foundation. It could be that there isn't anything incredibly significant structurally, or it could be that there is. I can't really say for sure because I am not an expert in that field. The current assessed value is $499,000, and the total assessment per square foot would be $282.72. Again, without knowing anything about the foundation issues that are present, and without being able to put a value on that, I do believe that the current value is supported at $499,000. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Sampson, do you have any questions for the assessor on his evidence?
Yes. Did you take any opinions of value in the area, the general area, with the home that needed foundation work?
None of the comparables that I'm aware of have any structural issues or foundation issues that you had mentioned for your own property.
Okay. Have you seen the interior of my house?
I have not.
Oh, yeah.
Except for the photos that you send me of the foundation.
Correct. Okay. Also, are you a certified appraiser?
I am not a certified appraiser, no.
Okay. I'll present my evidence after.
So those are all your questions. Thank you. Ms. Anderson, do you have any questions for the assessor?
No, I don't at this time. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Wareham.
No, I don't at this time. Thank you.
Okay, nor do I. So Mr. Sampson, please proceed with your presentation.
Yes. I supplied some photographs. I try to get,
Mr. Sampson, we don't have any evidence for the board of photos from you.
Oh, I have them.
Nothing was sent to us.
Oh, I sent it to Mr. Easton.
It was not sent to us.
Oh, okay. I do have 5 copies. Is that going to help you?
I would have to scan them via Zoom. That's a decision that the board will have to make as to whether they will allow the evidence. You may have to present it verbally. It's up to the board. Does the board wish to discuss?
Yes, we'll have to take a recess to discuss.
So we'll need to take a recess, and we'll need you guys, unfortunately, to clear the room while they discuss whether the evidence will be allowed.
All right, thank you very much. So we are adjourning number 10 to the end of the docket at this time, and we are going to proceed with number 12, which is 31 High Ridge Road.
Do you refer to the evidence you about saying is the truth, the whole truth is not the truth? Please.
Thank you very much. Mr. Thiessen, please proceed when you're ready.
Thank you. The subject property is located at 31 High Ridge Road in the Royalwood neighborhood. Roll number 06005029600. It's a one-story build, single-family dwelling built in 1994. Living area of 1374 square feet. Has a fully finished basement. Has 3 full bathrooms, central air, fireplace, a multi-car attached garage, and a sunroom. The lot size is 10,050 square feet. The comps are all located in the Royalwood neighborhood as well. I will note that there is one minor error on the comp sheet. For comp 4, it should read 2 full bathrooms, 1 half, 1 shower. I noticed this just after I submitted the evidence, so please correct that on your sheets. So the comps are all in the Royalwood neighborhood, one-story builds, single-family dwellings built between 1994 to 2000. The living areas range between 1210 square feet to 1462 square feet. They're all full basements, fully finished basements. Exact same bathroom counts, just whether it's going to be a full or a half bathroom. They all have central air, they all have fireplaces, they all have attached multi-car garages, and only comp 2 has a sunroom. The lot sizes range between 4958 square feet to 6174 square feet. And 2 of the comps do have land influences. Comp 1 has a hydro transformer box in the yard, and comp 4 has a heavy traffic influence backing onto Bishop Grandin. The time adjusted sale prices range between $410,400 to $462,600, and the time adjusted sale prices per square foot range between $297.88 per square foot to $350 per square foot. The owner did mention to me that based on their location, they do believe that they are affected by the heavy traffic of Bishop Grandin as well, despite not backing directly on to Bishop Grandin. As I mentioned already, Comp 4 does have that heavy traffic influence because it does back directly onto Bishop Grandin, so it's a similar comp in that regard. All of the comps are very similar to the subject, that being average mid-90s to 2000 tract homes with no apparent upgrades since construction. The appellant, regarding that Comp 4 sale that backs onto Bishop Grandin, it is also the second most recent sale, so it would require less of a time adjustment. And it should be noted that all of the comps have significantly smaller lot sizes than the subject, which is a pie-shaped lot of the 10,050 square feet. The assessed value for the property is $461,000. Or $335.52 per square foot. And I believe that that value is supported by the comparables. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. McMullen, do you have any questions for the assessor on his evidence?
Yes, just to clarify, so even though when I've had to appeal in the past, I've brought forth the evidence that my lot does in fact at one point is equidistant to Bishop Grandin as my next door neighbors, and certainly has the influence of the traffic. That wasn't taken into consideration.
As I mentioned, there is one comparable here that does directly back onto Bishop Grandin, that being Comp 4, 43 High Ridge Road. Your property does not back directly onto Bishop Grandin, but as you mentioned, you believe that there is the noise influence from that which you are still affected by.
Yeah, the Comp 4 is just next to my next door neighbor, 2 over, 3 over. Anyway, the other question I had was, how is that $335.52 square foot amount, how is that arrived at?
So you would take your assessed value divided by the living area, and that's what you would get, the $335.52.
And yet, Okay. Did you see the interiors or check whether there was upgrades in any of the other comps?
As I mentioned,
Would prefer not to talk about that. I think that's something that, you know, if the city wants to inspect properties, that's fine, but.
Well, I'm just asking because I didn't really see any upgrades in these homes in the MLS listings, so
in the pictures, it's different. Like I remember when I spoke to you, you thought I had hardwood floors, and I don't. I have laminate. So the pictures on the MLS are deceiving.
I just asked you what kind of floors you had. I didn't suggest you had hardwood floors.
Oh, what you mentioned, you said you looked at the pictures that looked like hardwood floors. I'm sorry, that's what I heard.
Okay. I have no further questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ms. Anderson, do you have any questions?
I have no questions at this time. Thank you.
Ms. Warren?
Not this time, thank you.
Nor do I. Mr. Thiessen, I believe you had rebuttal evidence.
I do, yes. So I did not include in my rebuttal evidence the two sales that she included in that were also part of my sales because they're already listed in my my comp sheet. I did include here, however, the other 4 comparables that were not part of my comparables. Just to illustrate that they are less similar to the subject than my comps. They're further away. One of them is a bi-level. 2 of them lack basement finish completely. One of them has just a minimal amount of just a single office in the basement. And the lot sizes are all just over half the size of the subject as well. So that's really just what I wanted to present with these this rebuttal evidence is just that as they are all newer, not as close locationally to the subject as my comps, that I believe that my comps are actually better representative of the subject.
Okay, thank you very much. Ms. McMullen, do you have any questions for the assessor on the rebuttal evidence?
The wildfire is nowhere near mine. Which is one of his. It's the other end of Royalwood. And I did not receive any rebuttal evidence, so I don't know. And he just mentioned that the houses that I used, I'm assuming he's talking about those 3, Donenberg Bay and Montvale. Oh, thank you.
This is after the fact. That's why they call it rebuttal.
Yes.
After you've submitted your evidence, he has a chance to review it. Then he comes back with secondary evidence, but it's exchanged at the time of the hearing.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, the fact is that even like Burke Bay, even without the finished basement, the time adjusted sale price is far less than mine. It's $275 and 86 cents per square foot, and so is the other one. So I think that speaks quite a bit.
What, was that a question for the assessor?
No, just a comment that they don't have finished basements, but they are still valued less per square foot in the time adjusted sale price than mine.
Okay. Do you have any questions for the assessor?
I don't think I have any more. No.
Okay, thank you very much. Ms. Anderson, do you have any questions?
No, I don't have any questions. Thank you.
Ms. Warren?
No, thank you.
Okay, nor do I. So thank you very much. Leave it with us and we will Sorry, we will send out the written decision.
Thanks very much.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, the next matter on the docket is going to be number 13, 103 Malign Way. Perhaps we'll take a 5-minute recess. All right, please swear in the property owners for 103 Malign Way.
Malign. Please state your full name. Do you affirm that the evidence you are about this hearing is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Please. There you go.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Assessor, please proceed when ready.
Thank you. So the subject property is 103 Malign Way, roll number 060-934-68130, located in the Frapont neighborhood. It's a 2-story build, single-family dwelling built in 2021. Living area of 1543 square feet, has a full basement that is unfinished, 1 full bathroom, 2 half bathrooms, 1 shower. It does not have central air conditioning or fireplaces. It has an attached multi-car garage, and the lot size is 3871 square feet. The comps are all also located in the Frapont neighborhood, 2-story builds, single-family dwellings built in either 2019 or 2020. Living areas between 1468 square feet to 1674 square feet. They all have full unfinished basements. The bathroom counts are all identical in that they all have the same number of full type bathrooms and half type bathrooms. The central air conditioning is present in all of the comps that is not present in the subject. Comp 1 also has a fireplace, and all of the comps except for Comp 3 have attached garages, multi-car garages. Comp 3 does not have a garage at all. And the lot sizes range between 3,297 square feet to 4,698 square feet. Comps 1 and 2 have rail line influences. They back onto a rail line. And Comp 3 has a hydro transformer box and back lane influence. And Comp 4 has a commercial adjacent influence, an external corner influence, a light traffic influence, and a super mailbox influence. The light traffic is related to being adjacent to De La Seigneurie Boulevard. And the time adjusted sale prices range between $380,200 to $453,200. And the time adjusted sale prices per square foot range between $258.99 to $296.32. There was a subject sale in January of 2021, January 9th of 2021. I included the MLS listing for this sale. It sold for $428,800 on January 9th of 2021. The current assessed value is at $422,000 or $273.49 per square foot, and I believe that that value is supported. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Do you have any questions for the assessor?
Yes, just to update one thing on 103 Malign Way, we do have AC.
Oh, okay.
I guess it's not on file yet.
Sorry, that wasn't clear.
We do have air conditioning in our house.
Okay, so thank you.
I have to update.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And was that installed after your purchase then?
Yes.
Okay.
This year in May.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, no further questions?
No.
Okay, thank you very much. Ms. Anderson, any questions for the assessor?
Not at this time, no, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Warren.
Not at this time, thank you.
Nor do I. So, Ms. Gibbik, sorry, I don't know if I said that correctly, but please present your evidence?
Okay, so yes, this is a new build, as you mentioned, and we don't have any issues inside or outside of our build. And yes, most houses in our neighborhood are very similar and are being sold at that price. However, we just don't understand how come we received such a high increase in our property taxes, because our lot is still the same. We have unfinished front yard and backyard yet, while other homes that are selling in the area for similar prices, they have finished landscaping at the front and backyard.
Oh, okay. Well, here, you're appealing your assessment, not the actual amount of your taxes.
Okay. Okay, I was under the impression I just didn't understand why such a high increase in the assessment, considering there's no changes on our lot.
Okay. I believe the assessor had explained in his evidence how the assessment for your property how the city arrived at the assessment for your property. That was the assessor's evidence. So, sorry?
Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah, no. So that was the assessor's evidence, was explaining how the city arrived at their assessment of your property. So now it's your opportunity to tell us why you do not feel that that this is that why you do not agree with their assessment. How's that?
I don't agree with the assessment because I thought the city of Winnipeg would take into consideration also if the front or the back of the house is finished. I didn't know that, or they only consider inside of the house. Wouldn't the city of Winnipeg also take into consideration if the outside of the home is finished for the property taxes?
Okay, do you have any evidence for us?
Do I have any evidence? No, unfortunately, I don't. We don't even have our final paperwork to actually finish, to complete our landscaping and the backyard, because this is such a brand new house. I didn't take any pictures of our front house and backyard. I'm sorry, I had no idea I need to or have to. I thought it would be on file with the city of Winnipeg that this lot is still not, well, not the lot, I guess the front and the back, it's incomplete yet. Not
Okay.
complete, just the house is built.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Assessor, do you have any questions for the applicant regarding their presentation?
Yeah, just regarding the completion of the yard, that would have been part of the contract with the builder, correct? Like that you would have to complete the yard?
Yes, that's correct. However, we don't have our finalized paperwork from the builder yet. When we give deposit at the end of the year or at a certain date, we are supposed to receive that deposit back. However, because of the weather, they have been backed up and we haven't received anything yet. So we thought, of course, the increase of the value of the property is higher when you have complete backyard and front yard. And our increase in assessed value is quite high for next year, and I just don't understand why so high. It was like $60,000 increase.
So in the long run, though, like it was included as part of the contract with the builder that It is going to be done. It has to be done.
It has to be done, yes.
Okay, thank you. That's all the questions I have. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Anderson.
Just in regard to the subject sale, I guess, that the assessor had presented for 28.8, that was the sale on the home. Is that's correct?
That's correct.
Yes. Okay, so that was the purchase price of the new home with the finished yard, and
No, not for the.
like you'll be responsible to finish the yard.
Yes.
That was the agreement, right, with the builder. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Warren. Oh, you're muted.
Okay, yeah, no, I think my question was just answered then. Thank you.
Okay, and I have no further questions on this. So thank you very much. Leave it with us and you will receive our decision in the mail.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. The next matter on the docket is 708 Argue Street.
Please state your full name. Do you, 1 second. Do you affirm that the evidence you are about to give at this hearing is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Yes. Thank you. You may be seated.
Where do I look?
You can look to the screen. The microphone is what you would speak into.
Okay.
All right.
Everyone muted? Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Mr. Assessor, please proceed with your presentation when ready.
I will state that my wife is my memory, so I may have to refer her to questions. Bear with me.
She will have to be sworn in if she is participating.
She'll be confirming my thoughts is what I'm asking. I have memory issues, so.
That's fine. I just will have to swear her in as well then.
I'll swear her in now.
Okay, thank you. Before we proceed.
Please state your full name. State King. Do you affirm that the evidence you're about to give this hearing is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Mr. Thiessen, please proceed.
Sure thing. Thank you. The subject property is located at 708 Argue Street, roll number 120-026-80100. It's located in the Lord Roberts neighborhood. It's a one-story build, single-family dwelling built in 1963. Has a living area of 1154 square feet, has a full unfinished basement, one full bathroom, has central air conditioning, no fireplaces, has a detached multi-car garage, and the lot size is 7,054 square feet. It also has land influences of being an external corner, as well as a shape influence because it is a triangular lot, which is not very common. The comps are located all in the Lord Roberts neighborhood. They're all one-story builds, single-family dwellings built between 1926 and 1982. Living areas between 1,008 square feet to 1,120 square feet. They all do have finished basements. They're all full basements as well. And all of the comps have at least one extra half bathroom, with comps 1, 3, and 4 having the equivalent of one extra full bathroom. There is central air conditioning at all of the properties except for comp 4. And 2 of the properties have fireplaces with comp 1 and comp 4. All of them do have detached garages. They're all multi-garages except for comp 3, which is a single garage. And then the lot size ranges between 4,815 square feet to 6,928 square feet. There are land influences on 2 of these properties, and then 2 of them do not have land influences. Comp 1 has a bus route and light traffic influence, and then Comp 4 has a commercial influence. The time adjusted sale prices range between $352,000 to $404,000, and the time adjusted sale prices per square foot range between $331.45 to $360.71. A request for an inspection was made by the previous assessor assigned to this file, and the request was denied. The appellant did send photos to the previous assessor assigned to this file instead. The photos did show some issues with the condition of the street and the back lane, rocks in their yard, damaged grass at the curb. I'm presuming that this is both from street clearing. There was a single photo of the corner of a counter in the kitchen that seems to present the cupboards and cabinets as original. And a single photo of one front window that appears to be an aged wood frame, and a single photo of the base of the stairs to the basement that seems to show an unfinished basement. I did include these photos in my brief, just so that you can see what I saw. And I spoke with the appellant as well on the phone on August 3rd. I sent an email that day and again on August 15th requesting a photo of each room of the house and one of the whole unfinished basement as an alternative to the previously requested inspection, just so that I could determine what the overall condition of the home is. We have not seen the home in quite some time, if ever really, so I wanted to get a good idea of what exactly we are looking at with the property. The appellant did not respond to these requests. I personally viewed the exterior of the property, however, on July 28th, and I verified the exterior issues presented by the owner's photos. The rear windows also appear to be updated at some point, as they appeared to be PVC, but I only saw them from the back lane, so it's hard to tell for sure that is the case. And the same can be said for most of the front windows, with only the two larger pane windows not appearing to be PVC. Again, I only viewed this from the front street, so I can't be 100% sure that is the case or not. I have attached photos of my exterior inspection as well, just so that you can get an idea of what I saw on my inspection. And it kind of shows what I mentioned here as well. So given that I can't be certain of the overall condition of the home, I believe that the current assessed value of $375,000 or $324.96 per square foot is within the range of possibilities of being supported. I can't really say for sure because I don't know what the overall condition of the home is.
Thank you very much. Mr. Thomas, do you have any questions for the assessor on his evidence?
Questions? No.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Anderson?
Just a question in regard to the comparables then, given that you did a exterior inspection of the property under consideration, did you do an exterior inspection of the other comparables? Like, do they appear to be in similar condition?
I didn't do an exterior inspection of them. I did, however, look at them in the MLS listings. They appear from the exterior to be roughly similar in that they're not like incredibly upgraded, like all the bells and whistles on the exterior. They have somewhat similar appearance to them, but not exactly identical.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Wareham. Any questions?
No, not at this time. Thank you.
Nor do I. Mr. Thomas, please proceed with your presentation.
Well, first, I want to say the statements made by the assessor so far were pretty much accurate and whatnot. I'm not arguing with any of that. That's true and factual. We do have an unfinished basement. You are accurate in saying we do have the original kitchen. The whole idea of marble and granite and whatnot is just a dream that we can have considering costs and whatnot. My wife and I live on a disability income. So with regards to spending money to do upgrades and whatnot, it's damn near.
Mr. Robertson?
The SharePoint should now have evidence for Mr. Sampson?
Okay, Mr. Robertson has, sorry, before we get there, has number 2 shown up?
Number 2 is not present. We will have to deliberate on that one.
Okay, so then we will move back to, sorry, we'll move back to number 10. Sorry, I couldn't remember what number it was. 116 Shore Hill. Okay. Let me just go back to the evidence. Please bear with me for 1 minute.
For certain. And Mr. Sampson, do be reminded you are still sworn in.
Is the evidence presented into SharePoint the same evidence that he sent me directly?
That, I believe, is the case, but I will
Sorry, it's just taking a moment to download.
Yeah, I will re-forward you what he has submitted, so for verification.
Thank you.
Okay.
Just bear with me a moment.
Sorry, it was taking a moment to download. Okay. All right. I'm just checking.
For confirmation, Mr. Assessor, you have the evidence?
I just got it into my inbox. Let me just check.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I got it.
Okay, so I believe we had left off at Mr. Sampson's evidence, so please proceed.
Mr. Sampson.
Oh, excuse me. So, yes, it has some structural problems. There is a post-sale. I believe it was in March of this year. Very similar property, bungalow, attached garage. It sold for $415,000.
Sorry, Mr. Sampson, we can't look at any sales post the reference date of April 1st, 2021.
Okay, no, I realize that. I was just bringing that up. So I got a opinion of value of what the property is worth. And it's by a realtor, a very well-known realtor for 29 years in the business. And he does many sales in that area and surrounding areas. And therefore, I believe it's between, I thought the place is worth $420, should be assessed at $420. I was gonna supply Mr. Thiessen, but I couldn't find it. It was on an email, quite a while ago, for weatherproofing the foundation was about $37,000. They would remove the walls, the finished walls inside the finished basement, and that was another about $22,000. And then for the yard work, because they got to dig around the foundation, weatherproof it, was about another $12,000. So if you figure out the total what it cost to fix it, you got $420,000, which I think is a fair assessment. You would come out to roughly close to $500,000 or slightly under, which is, I think, a very fair assessment. The comparables that Mr. Thiessen has, these homes are move-in ready homes. They're not affected by any structural or any remediation.
Okay, Mr. Sampson, is that your presentation?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Okay, thank you. Mr. Assessor, do you have any questions for the applicant?
Yes, I do. Thank you. So you had mentioned that you had these estimates, or were they quotes or estimates?
They were a quote. That was just over a year ago.
Just over a year ago. Okay. And who did the quotes?
I believe one was Avalon.
Okay. And was it like, did they do like for all three issues?
Yes, yeah, no, that's separate because they just do foundations, your grass and grading everything, your flower beds and everything. That'll be all separate.
Okay.
I have another contractor, and then for the interior of the house, because you got to remove the drywall and the studs and so on, that would be done by another contractor.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
so he took around $77,000 for everything, and that's why I'm thinking at $420,000, it should be assessed at. That's if you took the 420, add what it costs to fix it, you come out to your assessment, which I agree would be fair if the house had no problems. That's very reasonable. But I know there's one post I have, and it's similar, and it's sold for $415. I know we can't use it, and that's in one of the best markets this March, April, and May and June.
Okay, and just to be clear, because I didn't quite catch the dollar values that you provided in your presentation. What was the cost to cure for each quote, and what is it covering?
For the weatherproofing of the foundation, they take it out, they fill it in, they use blue skin, and they fill it back in. That was about $37,000. The landscaping to do everything back was about $11,000, and to do the rec room, put it back to what it was, about $22,000.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
I have no further questions.
Thank you very much, Ms. Anderson.
Just questions in regards to those estimates. The 22,000 to put the rec room back to the way it was. It's because they have to dismantle it to get out the foundation.
To seal it, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so currently with the cracking, like you're experiencing heaving, have you experienced water damage as well?
We get some water in the base. Yeah, because of the cracks.
Because of the cracks.
Yes.
But it's moving into unfinished area?
Both, because we got some seepage in different places. Okay. Yes.
And how long has this been in this condition?
Well, when we bought the house, it was on for sale twice by two separate agents, and that was roughly 4.5, 5 years ago. And it didn't sell. And then when we bought it, it was on the market for 4 months, and they finally took the offer because they didn't want to do the remediation. And we were going to build a house just down the street because we got some property right on the same river. But the city kind of wants to develop instead of building a house there. So that's why we ended up there, sort of thing.
So when you purchased it, you were aware of the foundation costs?
Yes. Yeah.
That's all my questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ms. Warren?
I have no questions, thank you.
Nor do I, so thank you very much. Leave it with us, and you will receive our decision in the mail.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
This time I would suggest we take a brief recess to the one item.
Discuss item number 2.
Yes. We are live.
Okay, thank you. Please give me one moment because for some reason the SharePoint is not opening. This I need to try again. Sorry.
Sure. Did you let me know if you need me to email it?
Come on. Why isn't? Okay, thank you. Sorry about that. I don't know why it wasn't opening. Okay, Mr. Assessor, we are, sorry, 155 Tufnell, number 2 on the docket. Please proceed when you are ready.
Thank you. Subject property is 155 Tufnell Drive, roll number 08007245000, located in the River Park South neighborhood. It's a one-story build, single-family dwelling built in 1979. Living area of 1144 square feet, fully finished basement, 2 full baths, 1 half bath, 1 shower, central air conditioning, no fireplaces, attached single-car garage, and a lot size of 5963 square feet. The comps are all located in the River Park South neighborhood as well. One-story builds, single-family dwellings built between 1984, or actually built in 1984 or 1985. Living areas between 1098 square feet to 1196 square feet. They all have fully finished basements except for Comp 2, which does not have a finished basement at all. And the bathrooms are all fairly similar. Comp 1 has 1 less full bathroom. Comp 2 has 2 less full bathrooms. Comp 3 has 1 less shower. And Comp 4 has 1 less full bathroom. They do all have central air conditioning. None have fireplaces. Garages, there are attached single car garages at Comp 1 and Comp 3, and no garage at Comp 4, and a detached multi-car garage at Comp 2. The lot sizes range between 42 square feet to 53 square feet. Comp 2 has a back lane land influence, and the time-adjusted sale prices range between $370,800 to $403,600. And the time-adjusted sale prices range between $336.25 per square foot to $366.52 per square foot. The subject did sell twice recently, once in August of 2017, and then again in March of 2021. Between those sales, it was fully upgraded. I included the MLS listing in my brief, so you can see exactly what was done. They list off exactly what the upgrades were. It's fully upgraded, and it resold at $387,500. The current assessed value is $383,000, and the total assessment for square foot is $334.79, and I believe that this value is supported. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ms. Anderson, do you have any questions regarding this property?
I have a question regarding whether there was any discussion with the owner.
I did talk. I talked to the owner. Where did I have this here? I don't have the date. I unfortunately don't have the date. But I did talk to the owner a few weeks ago. Yeah.
And so just discuss the comparables with the owner and share the information. They would have a copy of it anyway from the city, correct?
Yeah, I provided the comparables at that time. He didn't really give me any information that I didn't already know. It was just verifying that there are no deficiencies with the property, that there have been no changes to the property since purchase. It's very recent sale, so not entirely surprising. And yeah, that was pretty much it.
Okay, so verified all the amenities that were included at the time of sale, all the upgrades, right?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. That's all my questions.
Thank you very much, Ms. Warren.
Yes, when you spoke with the owner, did he give any indication where he felt his assessment should be at?
He did not.
Okay, that's my question. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. And we have heard all the items scheduled, and this hearing is now adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.